Hey yoga teachers and leaders, it's your girl Abiola, and today you're going to be learning why you should not have an ego death and what you want to adopt instead. Welcome back, yoga teachers and leaders. If this is your first time seeing my face, it's a pleasure to have you. My name is Abiola Akani. I'm the founder of the EOL Yoga School. I'm also a 3 times yoga business owner, as well as a yoga teacher, trainer, and a coach. I support yoga entrepreneurs and high-achieving career women with breaking all the rules to quantum leap into your desired identity to begin to lead authentically, free of performance and perfectionism. And today you're going to be learning about why you don't actually want an ego death and how you actually want to mature your ego in love instead, and why that supports you cultivating healthy self-pride. As a yoga entrepreneur or a yoga teacher, this is so important because there's so much performative altruism out there in the yoga industry and in the wellness space. It's almost like we feel like we need to put on the persona of spirituality or of a yoga teacher as opposed to just being our authentic self. And there's so many teachers and gurus out there that teach the death of the ego or the ego death, and it's not necessarily wrong. However, what I've learned from my teachers, and I've been blessed to have masterful teachers who have cultivated a level of self-actualization in this life and in this dimension. And what one of my teachers, who's actually my apostle, taught me was, instead of trying to kill the ego, is to mature the ego in love so that it actually follows the consciousness. And your consciousness is your God self. It should be doing all the leading. Now, as I was saying, cultivating healthy self-pride is going to support you as a yoga entrepreneur because there's so much performative altruism that a lot of yoga teachers fall victim to. I've seen it over a decade of being in the industry, and it creates this lack mentality. And if you are experiencing any state of lack within your yoga business or scarcity mentalities in your life, you're probably not walking in a level of healthy self-pride. The healthy self-pride goes hand in hand with maturing the ego and beginning to embody greater states of abundance. And why do we want abundance? Because if you're practicing yoga with the desire to experience a reality where you abide in abundance that's allowing you to have soundness of mind. So there's no reason to practice it if you're not getting the benefits of it. So let's get into cultivating that healthy self-pride so that you can break out of the performative altruism and putting on spirituality like it is a personality. Child, it ain't a personality. So principle number 1 to cultivating healthy self-pride is to release false humility. For some reason, false humility tends to pop up quite a bit in the wellness space and in the spiritual space. It's almost like we believe we need to deface ourselves for the advancement of others, and that is not required. What humility actually means is that you can do all things through Christ or through God who strengthens you. Humility in its truest forms is an embodiment of your divinity. It's an expression of the God self within you. And we tend to think that it means to subdue the God self, to deface ourselves, and it is so far from the truth. The more that you embody that true nature of humility, understanding that the gifts and the expression that you have been given is made in the image and the likeness of God, and that you expressing that is the embodiment and the expression of God's glory through you. The more that we understand that, the more healthy self-pride you begin to embody. Creator that created you, the beloved God that created you, That should be emanating out of you at all times, in all of the ways, in how you look, and how you speak, and how you move, and how you breathe. Everything should be an expression of your God self. Why? Because you are made in the image of God. You should have some pride about that. Principle number 2, when it comes to embodying healthy self-pride, is to raise your self-concept. Your self-concept is also indicative of your self-image and your self-esteem. If your self-image and your self-esteem are low, you probably have a low self-concept. And this is what you want to begin to expand, because a low self-concept is going to lead to behaviors of self-abasement, right? Embodying levels of self-deprecation in your subconscious and conscious mind. And that's what we want to begin to remove. What tends to happen when you have that low self-concept, and I definitely experience this, is that you find yourself constantly, obsessively healing. And it's tiring because you are not broken. So you don't need to be obsessively, constantly healing and changing yourself. What this also does, and I learned this as well, is that it creates an illusion of separation. When you have a low self-concept, it almost is like you attract blame and shame. Those are the natural emotions that tend to arise when an undesirable circumstance happens in your external reality. You're more likely to blame or shame yourself. And what this does is it creates an illusion of separation. I'm all alone, I'm unimportant, I'm insignificant. All of these narratives that create an illusion of separation that is not true. And I've definitely been there. When I began to raise my self-concept and begin to inquire with the emotions that come as a result of self-abasing thoughts or low vibrational thoughts and beliefs, I was able to kind of see and witness the illusion of separation that these types of thoughts were creating, and how they were drawing me further away from a level of healthy self-pride. The more this happens, the more you will find yourself stuck in performative tendencies and perfectionism, where you're almost like a robotic version of yourself. And what's so beautiful about your divinity, about your God self, is that there is a unique expression to your divinity that no one else embodies, that makes you so beautifully, wonderfully, and fearfully made. And the more that you take on this self-abasement and move away from embodying this healthy self-pride, people don't get to see that. They don't get to see that divinity pouring through your vessel, which brings so much life, force, energy to the world just simply by you being yourself. The last principle to support you in cultivating healthy self-pride and really beginning to shift into abundance is embodying self-trust. So many of the trainees that I support, as well as the yoga entrepreneurs and high achieving career women that I work with, have all of the things. They are ambitious, they are disciplined, they are driven, they have incredible visions. However, they lack self-trust. So they're constantly asking for permission subconsciously to be able to confidently move forward, which diffuses that self-pride. It may cause you not to take ownership in your programs, in your offers, in your workshop, or in your classes. And I've definitely been here as well, where I was constantly creating phenomenal offers. Trap Vinyasa, the Divine Feminine Yoga Workshop, our non-performative yoga teacher training, and it took me forever and a day to have the level of self-trust required for me to take ownership of these things and really see the incredibly immense value in the programs and the offerings that I was extending to the world. You need that self-trust to be able to move your business forward from states of abundance. If you are feeling stuck in your business, you have the programs, you have the offers, you have the vision, but you don't have the wherewithal to move forward, it's because you're lacking the trust to take ownership of your work and progress it to the next level. You want to be able to cultivate that self-trust deep within your body that allows you to then embody a level of self-pride about what you have created, because it provides immense value, and trusting the value that you provide. These principles are so important when it comes to embodying not only a healthy level of self-pride, but maturing the ego in love so that it follows your consciousness as opposed to leading. An immature ego is a dysregulated body, right? And the more you move in patterns of dysregulation, the more you'll try to effort your way to cultivate and build your business from levels of scarcity as opposed to moving forward in abundance. And abundance is your birthright. You have the ability to create a phenomenal business and bring immense value to the world. It's all about embodying that healthy level of pride, learning how to master your mind. And that's what the practice of yoga is all about. Now, if you're finding yourself stuck in lack or scarcity mindset and you're hitting a wall in your business, I'd like to invite you to my Magnetic Mornings Masterclass. This free masterclass is going to teach you how to activate your manifestation power first thing in the morning with proven systems and practices that teach you how to move your mind and begin to have a direct experience with your desired reality. There's so many yoga entrepreneurs I work with who struggle with actually moving their mind, and there's no shame in that. I struggled with it for years. So click the link in my bio to sign up for my Magnetic Mornings Masterclass, and comment below to let me know which of these principles resonated for you and where you find yourself when it comes to embodying healthy self-pride. I'll see you in my next video. Continue to be well.